All right, we're here. We have a power outage, but we're running the generator because the show must go on. It is now 6:29, and we're still going to work on this bike, and we're going to run the generator. It's outside. It's very noisy. I'll see how long I can handle it. We might have to delay the whole live feed until tomorrow. There is a power outage. I'll type that in here so people joining can figure it out. There is a power outage, but Faulkner fixes all. FFA is still coming through. Although we will run the generator until the fuel runs out. Or I get really annoyed with the engine sound. Okay, right, there is a power outage, but FFA is still coming through, although we will run the generator until the fuel runs out or I get annoyed with the engine sound. I'm already kind of annoyed with the engine. Here, I'll open it up so you guys can hear it. Yeah, it's loud. It's very loud. Anyway, we'll give it a shot. We got limited lighting in here. There's only one cord. I can't really do all the lighting I want to do because there's just the generator is powering the modem, and this is basically, I don't dare plug in the other lights. This is just what we got. So let's get on this. We'll try to do something. Okay. This came from eBay. A gentleman named blah, 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 anonymous blah, 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 sent me a Miller light, and it's nice. So we're going to open this up. And I took a chance. I knew the foil in the back of the lens was a little crinkly, and I was kind of like, it's dusty in here. Anyway, I was like, let's make them a low ball offer because the foil is a little bit in the back of the lens here. So let's check it out. He packed it really nicely. I wish he didn't give me permission to use his eBay name, so I'm not going to. But it is a Miller. The foil is a little funky in there. I'm not too worried about that. I made him a really low ball offer. But this little insulator thing has to be worked on. That's wrong. And hey, Larry, we got a power outage here. I'm running the generator. I'm here on time like I'm supposed to be. I don't know how long I'm going to run this generator without going nuts. It's really loud outside in the backyard. Anyway, let's bolt this on, and let's bolt the generator on. This light has to go. It's a piece of junk. And this Miller light from eBay is not bad. We'll look inside and see how bad it is. The foil is kind of, All right, let's take this one off. Of course, that's 8mm or something. I think it's an 8. You guys see me over there? Yeah, you guys are all right. So yeah, the power's out. We're running everything on a generator. Wifey's going to call me if the power comes back on in the house, and then I can quickly. I guess I could quickly shut the generator down and switch this over. Yeah, unfortunately, the power is out here. Anyway, this is the light that's coming off. It's really no big deal. Kind of small, kind of rusty. I was going to make this work, but we got something better. All right. Before we put this on, let's maybe we should mess with the back generator first. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put this on the hold for a minute. Okay, so this one's Schwinn approved, but it's toast. It does say Schwinn approved right there, but the generator itself is kind of eh. We might just try to use it. I don't know. It doesn't feel too good. I think we're just going to try to use it and see what happens. All right, so let's put this on where this big scar is. You can see the marks here that someone's really been crunching on this tube for a long time. I figure we might as well just bolt this good system on, and then if this generator's bad, we'll put the other one on. Oh, wow. Awesome. You just installed AC in your shop. I have AC here, but I don't dare run it with this power outage going on. Anyway, we're going to put this on. There is damage right here from previous owners messing it up. So I said I wasn't going to run this system, but we might as well cover up the damage and put this on. Can't believe this, rain or shine, power or no power. The show must go on. And I just didn't want to. I didn't want to say I was going to do it. I didn't want to schedule it, and the power just went off. The power went off like 15 minutes before it went off at like 6:05 or something. So I didn't want to be like not do it, because when you say you're going to schedule something and do it, you should follow through. Anyway, so that's how I felt about it. And actually, I wanted to burn up that old gas in the generator anyway. I want that cleared out to store that generator for the next, well, the hurricane season's on its way. So anyway, I didn't want a bunch of stale gas sitting in the generator. Yeah, it's almost like I should get a socket for this. Oh my goodness. I think we might get a socket. we're gonna go get a socket. This is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I'm getting a 10 mil socket. Well, I didn't get a socket, but I got a little mini breaker bar for the 10. Okay, we'll put the final on that in a second. I want to just hear how this generator's not sounding well. That generator outside is sounding great, but this generator on the bike doesn't sound too good. So we're gonna kind of dial it in. Now, if I like how this sounds, I'll put these bolts on the back side of those little 10 millimeter metric bolts that I just put in. I'll put these on the back side, and one of them's even a lock. So that'll be good. I might put Loctite on that one. Anyway, so if I like how this generator sounds, the one on the bike, not the one outside, we'll kind of dial it in and cinch it down. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at that. It's actually grounded and everything. We did good. Yeah, it's actually grounded. That leads to the tail light. We can fix that in a minute. It doesn't sound that great, actually. I might switch the other generator over. I guess it's okay for now. It is a Schwinn part. It is Schwinn approved. So I think we're going to leave this generator on for now. Okay, good. So let's see what's going on with this business. Oh. Wow, that's funky. Wow. Okay. So someone just shoved that in there, huh? Interesting. So it just gets shoved in there with this thing, huh? Well, that's kind of lame. All right, well, that one's clearly not going to do us very much good. All right, we're going to shove this, we're going to put this gray one in I got. I kind of like to use this gray wire because it's kind of like a Schwinn style. Let's see if it's going to make it. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, there is a power outage. There is a power outage right now, and I'm running the generator. So, who is that? The Legends is legendary. If you've just tuned in, We are running a generator in the backyard and putting a generator on a Schwinn. What are the odds of that? So we're kind of on limited lighting here. That's what all this is about. And wifey's going to call me if the power comes back on, and then I can make it right. And if suddenly Lafitte just totally goes blank, I ran out of gas in the generator. Okay, this is a nice piece of gray wire, kind of a Schwinn style. And is it going to make it? Oh yeah, we got room. All right, so let's trim that up and make that nice. Trim that one up, and we'll shove it in like it goes. And then we'll put those bolts on the back side of the generator. That bike should be on a Swift Smart Trainer. Yeah. You know, it's funny. I went to dinner with my nephew, and he just bought a new mountain bike. And I was like, dude, if you want a real workout, I can hook you up. If you want a real workout, we'll hook you up. All right, so we're going to shove this one in. That's small. Let me trim this off a little. I'm trying to use this gray wire that looks good on bikes, but it's not stripping too well. Probably because I can't see anything. There we go. That's better. All right, so we got that one. And this one needs to be trimmed up a little bit. There. I'm gonna put these two together. And apparently this thing just shoves it in there. I don't quite know how that's supposed to work. But we're just going to shove it in there. There we go. That's supposed to do everything. All right. Okay. Now, before we go all hog wild, let's get the voltmeter out and make sure there's like 3 volts or 6 volts coming through this before I string this wire all the way up there. Let's make sure we did that connection correctly because it looks kind of funky. Okay, what do we got here? The legend is legendary. I raced pro 5 years and was in the cycling industry 17 years. Wow. Man, under USCF. I have a blue 70s collegiate 3-speed Sturmey Archer bike. Oh, wow. It's like the one I'm going to try to sell soon. I've got a blue Speedster for sale. You can have 2. Okay, let's check the voltage on this. What are the odds I'm running a generator in the backyard and I'm putting a generator on a Schwinn? Wow, life is amazing. Isn't life great? Okay. I don't know how I'm going to hold all this. I will try. Let's see. We've got to ground it. We've got to hold it. All right. And we've got to pedal it. Wow, I really need a helper right now. This is going to be really hard, folks. I do want to test this before I string it up to the headlight. Because I don't want to do all that and not have voltage going up there. Tell you what, we'll trim that and we'll wrap that around one of the leads. Okay, kind of like that. This is just not going to work. This is not going to work, folks. Oh, man. All right. I'm trying to test this output of this wire before I wrap it up to the frame, before I put the Miller light up there. I'd really like to know what is happening here. Okay, we're going to let that ride right here. And we got this on 1.5. So I guess I ground this and pedal the bike. Okay, here it goes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, I saw like 6 volts for a second. That's all I need to know. This wire has voltage. Okay, so let's string this up. I guess like that, around that grounding tab. It doesn't look great. Yeah, I guess that's okay. Let's see, you're gonna move that, pop that down. It's not great. It needs a little slack. There. Oh, that's not gonna work. Let's see. Maybe like this, and then down. I don't really think that's great, but it'd be all right. Let's go through here. That's all right. Yeah. Then we'll go through this clamp here. Oh, yeah. Double it up, it'd be just enough. Up through here. And we'll get the bike a little closer in a second so you guys can see what's happening. There. Okay, so we kind of went all over the place, but we managed to get it in there away from crucial elements. It's not going to rub on this wheel. The shifter, it's kind of got a little play there. So let's bolt that Miller light on. I'm confident that this still has 6 volts coming up to it, or 3. I think it's 6. Let's see. Is that the 630 ISO tire you've got there with the inner diameter? Yeah, it is the 630. They're Schwinn S5s. So it's the 630 ISO. Them crank bearings, they're not dry. I repacked them, dude. Everything's fresh red grease on everything, man. This bike's been through. That Aero orange bladed fork looks so aerodynamic. Yeah, man, you could really get some speed on these downhill. Okay, you know what? I'm pretty happy with the generator now. I'm going to put these back bolts on, these side bolts, and then we'll mess with the what happens is a lot of people don't understand, but what happens is that they just rely on these threaded metric bolts on here. And actually, that one looks pretty long. Yeah, I might zip that off. Yeah, I'm going to have to zip that off in a minute. Yeah, that one looks really long. I might switch that out. Yeah, they rely on these just these bolts, and they don't put a bolt on the back side. And what happens is they loosen up and fall out. But for right now, we're going to take this long one out. I didn't like it anyway, and we're going to put this shorter one in. And you'll see why, because it's really close to the spoke right here. I don't think I can show you really. Yeah, it's really, just take it from me. This bolt is way too long and it's way too close to the spoke. So we're going to switch it out with this little Allen jobby. And that one this other one might be okay. Yeah, we'll put this Allen in here. It's a little short stainless one. And it's probably graded. That other bolt I put in wasn't even graded really. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I might change this other one out if I find another Allen bolt like that, but for now, we've got this nice lock, and we're going to put that on the one that's definitely staying in. And maybe even a washer, I'm not sure. I can't find a washer right now. No washer right now. I'm just going to put this lock bolt on. Yeah, people forget to put the bolts on the back side of the generator bolts. They just use, I'll show you on this other one. Like this one, I would never use this in a million years. A, these are too small. And B, they don't have the backside. I might use this generator though on that. We'll see. It's much smoother. Yeah, so they just think that's okay when it's not. Oh, there's a lock on this and I want it. Okay. All right, so let's put some Loctite on this bolt and put it in. And we're going to put some Loctite on this little tiny bolt. It's not a lock bolt. It's just a regular nut. We're going to put some Loctite on there. See if I can get some on the computer. It's good. Okay, we got some blue action. And you know, with Loctite, you got to follow through. You got to put it on and tighten it. You don't just let it sit there for a while. Come on now. How am I going to get in there? Who came up with this crap? Okay, so crisis averted. We have We have nuts on the back of those bolts. People forget that with a generator. It's important. And this bike has already been ruined a couple of times, so I'm not too bummed out about breaking the paint with the ground screw on this one because it's already been done 3 times. So bad that they kind of crunched the frame a little bit. So we're covering up the damage. All right, so that's good. We got this on. Yeah, we're going to be changing that generator out to the other one. You hear that? Probably be changing that generator out, but it's on there now. We got voltage. All right, let's put the front light on. All right. Yeah, that's kind of questionable. Maybe we should address that first. We better look inside here first. Let's put this bolt here so we don't lose it. Oh. Wow. I think we have power now. I think our power just came on. Give me a sec. I got to call and see if our power's on. Huh. I'm not sure. That cord shouldn't be doing anything. Yeah, give me a second. I want to see if our power's on.